You may remember a photo sharing platform called Clickasnap, of which I was a huge supporter. I truly believed in the whole ethos of the platform, of the way creators who uploaded good quality content got a share of the business's revenue stream. It was started by Tom Oswald. He grew this from nothing. He sold all his belongings. He just put blood, sweat and tears in it. And over a number of years, it became worth millions of pounds. Tom at this point decided he was not the person to lead that company because he's an inventor, he's a creator, he's an engineer, not a CEO. So he brought in a management team to take it over, to oversee the growth and to make sure it maintained its ethos and everything that it stood for. Unfortunately, that management team removed Tom as founder. They brought charges against him. He was arrested by the police, who thoroughly investigated twice, and on both occasions cleared Tom of all charges. That is a rabbit hole which is still ongoing. There is legal stuff going on, and it is kind of beyond the scope of this video. But from the ashes of Clickasnap, Tom started an agricultural business because he needed an income, which is why we're in a shed full of tractors, but he has more recently made a new version of Clickasnap. It's called Luminira, and all the lessons learnt with Clickasnap, all the pain that was gone through back then, have been brought into Luminira. So Tom, tell us about Luminira.
Just to go back slightly, obviously, I caught the directors stealing from the company, and then they decided to remove me before I managed to remove them. I then had a year and a half of lawsuits trying to get the company back, hold these directors accountable. Unfortunately, during that time, they sunk the company into £1 million worth of debt and ran it into administration. The plus side of it going into administration is I wasn't beholden with my directorial duties anymore, which meant I could then create a new platform, which is Luminira, which is where we are now. Luminira is a far more advanced, far more feature-rich platform than Clickasnap actually has ever been. And I suppose a lot of it is because there were a lot of lessons carried across. And when we started Luminira, we were like, right, this is what went wrong with Clickasnap. Let's start it from the beginning so that doesn't happen. During the time of getting all those lawsuits, get to hold the directors to account, I built this agricultural business, and in turn for that, built a very large TikTok account. And through that, I was approached by a guy called Mark Gascoigne, who's a developer, and he approached me and said, do you want to rebuild Clickasnap? And I was like, yep. Anyway, so within 3 months, he had completely rebuilt the platform, but not just completely rebuilt the platform. We had built it with a whole array of features that had always been on a wish list for Clickasnap. We've got 14 years, or I've got 14 years of experience in image sharing, online stuff. We really knew how to start this from the beginning, from the point of having an image sharing page that is all image, from having private messaging on the platform, from having a moderation system in it, which actually prevents bad content getting on the platform.
Yeah, because now this was a problem with Clickasnap. There were people who started uploading masses of very, very appalling bad quality, 100 pictures of the dog sitting on the carpet.
Yeah.
And then they were engaging in looking at each other's click circles, I think they were called, engaging in looking at other people's pictures to fraudulently try and get revenue from Clickasnap.
And that was always a problem from when the platform started taking off. And it was a difficult problem to solve because you couldn't use likes, you couldn't use comments, you couldn't use time spent on the images, because all of those could be used by people in those click circles to game the system and get money out of it, which is the problem with easily created monetizable content like imagery. So we introduced a moderation system into Luminira, which you have to get through before you can even upload to the platform. Now that moderation system isn't we're looking for a Picasso photo in here, we're looking for effort, because we know that there are amateur photographers out there and we want them on a platform as much as we want pro photographers.
It's a great place to learn, to grow your skills.
Exactly, especially with all the community features like the forums, writing your own blogs, the private messaging and so on and so on. So the moderation process works by you sign up, you upload 3 photos, and then we look at those photos, and what we're looking for is we're looking for effort. That is the one thing we're looking for, that you've put some effort into composition, you've put some effort into editing. We don't care whether it's taken on a snapping iPhone or a Canon R1. It's that effort is the key thing. If you're going to put effort into putting those photos onto our platform in the moderation process, then we want you on the platform. We want people who put effort into photography, which will keep it a photography-centric platform. And that's where we end up with this very key differentiator between what Clickasnap is now and what Luminira is, which means that advertisers will want to be next to the photos, which means higher pay-per-view rates. It means that actually the products that are for sale are very, very high quality, which means that more people are going to want to come and look at it because they don't want to wade through hundreds and hundreds of images of crap before they find a good picture. They want to look through really nice photos. Now, the other big thing is we have a rating system on the platform. It works on the basis that every photographer has a rating, and that rating is an average of all of their rated photos. And there is no obligation to rate photos. Any photo that isn't rated isn't included in your rating. So you could have 100 photos and only one of them is rated, and that one photo will determine your rating. And what it does is it means that we can algorithmically sort the wheat from the chaff. So you get through the moderation process and you go, actually, you know what? I've got through this, I can now upload loads of junk. The rating system works on the basis that the community as a whole decides what is shown on the platform publicly and what isn't. Any photographer that is 4-star rated plus, their images end up on the front page. Any photographer that is 3-star rated and above, they end up sort of in the explore processes and everywhere else around the platform. If you drop below 3-star, your images are taken out the explore page and are only shown on your profile and to your feed. So as a user, if I decide to upload a load of junk, the community will downrate my images, which will remove me from those pages. If I upload a load of really nice photos, then the community will uprate my photos and I end up actually being shown everywhere. And with the community features, as in the forum that's built in there, your own blog, of course, you can write your own blog articles, and then of course you've got the feed and then full comment abilities on the bottom of each image. It becomes a really, really valuable feedback system in there. And as you say, it's only a couple of weeks old now, or 4 weeks old, I think the site's been out now. We had 100,000 page views by 5,000 people in our first month.
Which is extraordinary. You've also got a very, very strong community of people who have come over from the old Clickasnap. You've created the Luminira advice and discussion group, which is the same sort of thing, where you yourself will come in there, or Mark, and address issues, because it's new. There are bugs. People will always find bugs, something which doesn't quite work or something which could work better, or they'll have a great idea for a feature, and that is a place where people can do that. And that sense of community, I think, is one of the things which in the early days made Clickasnap so strong.
Exactly. And the fact that it was still going for a long time suggests that, that it's a very strong business model. And we plan on replicating that with Luminira, but of course with far higher quality content and far better feature sets.
So what I would suggest to anyone is to come and have a look at Luminira. There is a link below. You can have a look at my profile. I use it as a profile, like my online portfolio, where people can go and have a look. I put links to it. Come and have a look. Come and try it out for yourself. There are many excellent features. It's a great way to display your work, to share your work, and of course as time goes on, you get a little bit of something back from it as well. See you there.
Bye.